Your Excellency, the President of the United Nations Environmental Assembly, His Excellency Honorable William Samoei Ruto, President of the Republic of Kenya, Excellencies, Heads of State and Government, the Executive Director of the United Nations Environment Program, Excellencies, distinguished delegates. Let me begin by saying that it is a great honor that I was invited to be part of this August gathering and also to present this statement on behalf of the government of the Kingdom of Eswatini. I do bring with me regards from His Majesty the King, as well as from the Queen Mother of the Kingdom of Eswatini. I would like to start by passing our sincere gratitude to the government and the people of Kenya for their warm welcome to this great green city of Nairobi and the hospitality accorded to me and my delegation since our arrival. Allow me to extend our profound gratitude to the Kingdom of Morocco for the tremendous work done over the past 2 years as chair of the United Nations Environmental Assembly, which has culminated to this historic 6th Assembly. The Kingdom of Eswatini reaffirms its total support to the presidency of the United Nations Environment Program under the excellent leadership of Ms. Inga Anderson, Executive Director, and her team for all the good work done in facilitating this meeting. Excellencies, the Kingdom of Eswatini believes that multilateralism is the only hope for lasting global peace and for humanity to live sustainably in harmony with nature, as we can learn from indigenous people of the world. As we face the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution, let us use this 6th UNEA to renew the Nairobi spirit of international cooperation to seek lasting and just solutions to these challenges. We applaud the achievements and milestones of this Assembly, which has contributed to addressing the planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution and waste management. Eswatini acknowledges UNEA's positive global progress on the adoption of the coming Montreal Global Biodiversity Framework, the Global Framework on Chemicals, Pollution and Waste, and the UN EA 5.2 resolution to end plastic pollution and forge an international legally binding agreement by the end of 2024. Amongst others, these resolutions will contribute to the national action on ending plastic pollution and enhancing the chemicals and waste management laws, as well as contributing to biodiversity conservation in Eswatini. Excellencies, on the global targets towards net zero, Eswatini has been on the receiving end of climate change-induced weather events such as drought, unprecedented tropical cyclones, hail, and windstorms. These reverses some of the hard-earned development gains. Excellencies, scientific assessments continue to provide us with stark evidence that more needs to be done in addressing the environmental crisis. The Global Assessment Report of the Intergovernmental Science Policy Platform on Biodiversity and Ecosystem Services details that nature is declining globally at high rates in human history. Similarly, the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change special report indicates that global warming is likely to reach 1.5 degrees Celsius between 2030 and 2050 if it continues to increase at the current rate. Therefore, we are all called to take urgent and the necessary action based on the scientific guidance. Through our nationally determined contribution, Eswatini adopted its first economy-wide emissions reductions ambitious targets. Clearly, this requires transformative changes across all sectors of the economy. And in this regard, Eswatini supports an outcome that will see the principle of just transition being respected and to ensure that we leverage on these existing abundant natural resources for the security of supply of energy and enhanced investor confidence. Eswatini currently generates 100% of renewable energy, which, however, is only 15% of our total consumption. In meeting the biodiversity targets, Eswatini is amongst other initiatives pioneering the global concept of other effective conservation measures and funding national programs to increase the area under conservation by 10% of the total land area. We are therefore encouraged by the adoption of funding mechanisms such as the Global Biodiversity Framework Fund, supporting various country programs, including the National Biodiversity Strategy and Action Plan, which is currently under review. Excellencies, all the above initiatives are encompassed in the 2030 National Development Plan, which focuses on fundamentals of an inclusive, sustainable, and effective management of natural resources and the environment, building resilience to climate change, environment degradation, and disaster risk reduction through adaptation and mitigation. It is for this reason that Eswatini established a strong environment institution and developed a robust environmental framework on chemicals and waste management, environmental impact assessment, pollution control, biosafety, and management of genetic resources. In conclusion, the Kingdom of Eswatini is grateful for the support received from the development partners and welcome with great optimism the resolution on the restructuring of the Global Environment Facility. We look forward to carefully crafted partnerships that will contribute to global support in overcoming the triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. I thank you.
Thank you very much to the Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Eswatini for his statement. I now have the honor to invite His Excellency Ariel Henry, Prime Minister and Minister of Culture of Communication of the Republic